Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
Start off, shout myself.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, the other day, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Aloha.
Great.
Happy with that?
Yeah. Good. Are you in Hawaii? Is that Hawaii?
In my mind.
Yeah, big time.
In my mind for sure.
You've opened your blinds a bit.
A little bit, yes. Well, good reason. And I'll show you that reason very soon.
God. There's always a story.
We'll get on to that. But George, thanks for joining me again. You're
welcome.
You are, bit of drum and drummer trivia, our most recurring guest on the show.
Yeah. And if that changes, then something's gone terribly wrong.
226 guest appearances in a row.
Yeah, I have.
A podcast record. Yeah, Guinness, if you're looking.
I would say so. For someone to take over, be mental. I'd have to die, and then you'd have to find someone who would be as committed, to every week. I think some people would.
I honestly think if I did an episode with Eric Ten Hag, no one would know the difference.
Well, in terms of appearance, yeah, but in terms of, I don't think our voices are the same, are they?
AI, just...
Yeah.
But I just don't think anyone would notice, I think, has George got a cold or something,
Yeah. I'll take that.
You take that. Good. How are you, George?
Yeah, good.
How are you, Eric? I mean, George.
I don't mind the Eric Ten Hag.
I think it's fine. I think it's great.
It is.
There's loads worse.
There's loads worse.
Who don't you want to be compared to lookalike-wise?
On the scale of, there's Ross Kemp at the bottom in there. Not just looks, but how he is as a person. Well, no. Who's the master chef? He'd probably be the worst.
The worst. Are we talking bald guys specifically here?
Yeah. It has to be bald, doesn't it?
Tate, Wallace.
Yeah. I'm not saying Tate's better than Greg Wallace, but he looks better, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? So if you're basing it on looks, I would rather be Andrew Tate, than Greg Wallace.
Okay. Yeah.
And even down to probably thoughts on women. I mean, they're both
probably some similar ideals,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, well, this is our drummer sphere, and let me be the Louis Theroux. In the show. What's going on, boy? What's going on?
Should I talk about my weekend?
You can do.
Yeah, you said you had some stuff, just so I can gauge how much to talk about myself, because I know you'll be itching to go, well, when do I say my bits?
Because that's all this is. Yeah.
You'll wait until I finish my story to then go, I have a story like that, Yeah. I have a studio.
Weirder, but better, but bigger, but more funny, Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm only asking you how your week was so I can tell you about my week.
Yeah. I like to play a game. I like to play a game called Let's See How Quickly Ben Tells a Guest that he has his studio that he owns and runs. There it is. Oh, he's dropped that one.
Got it, because no one fucking knows it exists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I saw Neil recorded there the other day.
Yeah.
And I saw he did a collab.
We always joked that, if we ever went on the TV show Hunted, that we'd just do an auction thief tour, because no one ever came to them. Doesn't know where we were. And likewise, you could do the similar joke. I'd just work in my studio for the week, for the month, or whatever, because no one knows where it is.
Have people struggled? Have people struggled to get there? Of the parking around the back bit?
Idiots have. Idiots. I'll tell you this.
If you want to know what he thinks of you, anyone that's recorded, and if you struggle parking, go on.
Parking fine. But someone... So I have a document that said when someone books in, I have a document that's just got a link to the Google Maps pin that literally takes you right to outside the studio around the back. It's got some house rules and a little map of where you can park and things like that. And I send that to everyone, and 99% of people find it drive around the back, park up, and they go, "Are we all right parking now?" I go, "Yeah." They ring the doorbell, bing, bing, bing. Someone's at the door. Cool. Right. Someone couldn't find it, got lost. This was not one of my clients. Well, I mean, technically they are my clients, but got lost. And then I was with Neil, and so he send the Gmaps link again. Already had it. They already had it. And then they went, "I don't have Google Maps." You're fucked then.
Brilliant.
See you later.
Yeah.
But that person, I'll tell you who it is after, and you will go, "Of course," was basically running late anyway, and their life's an absolute mess. So it's no surprise. I think we all probably know who it is. Anyway, tell me about your weekend, Georgie. Tell me about your weekend, bell bottom Georgie.
Well, I had a Midlands. Some people will call it a tour. I won't call it a tour because it was 2 gigs in the Midlands area. But first night in Rugby.
The place,
so,
not the sport.
The place, not the sport. I'm not even. I'll tell you about the gigs, but I'm more interested to talk about the rehearsal I had on Monday. Okay. We'll get to that. But the gigs are interesting as well. So Rugby was with the Ariana Grande tribute / Wicked musical. Fun. Used the big kit, big hardware. It's just a different show because there's dancers and stuff, and I use an SPD, and there's just like more to it, you know. But I'll tell you what was nice. This is what was important to me, because I feel like things happen and I go, what's interesting to me that I'll tell about on the pod? I could do 10 minutes on the gig, but it was a gig. Who cares?
Yeah,
what's interesting is Rugby is about an hour from Birmingham. So I thought, right, well, I'll stay up there. Where do I book the hotel, you know? Do I book it in Birmingham so I'm ready for the next day? Do I book it sort of halfway between? I went, no, I'm going to book it in Rugby next to the gig so then I can finish the gig, get a Mackey's, and then go to the hotel, you know, which was absolutely the correct way to do it, because then you're settled for the night. And then what are you going to do the next day? You don't really want to go to Birmingham, you know. So you sort of drive around a bit. I went for a lovely walk. And before I knew it, it was time to go to soundcheck. So this was with the Lainey Wilson lot, obviously. Not obviously, but I do most gigs with them. At rodeos. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So Chris Hampson, there you go, first name check. He was kind of on at Georgie and Ben, and saying like, we need like an, you know, in-ear monitor system that we can just have, and our own mics, and we can just set up at any gig, have our own system, like a function band, you know, and then you can just give it to the front of house guy if there is one, and just be like, look, we're ready to go, you know, we've got our mixes, we got, you know, and so we turned up at this gig at like 3:00, and we weren't on till like 8 or something, I can't remember, 7:30. So we had ages to kind of set up, and it was amazing. We got drums mic'd up, everything mic'd up, the best ear sound I've ever had. And we went, well, this is it now. This is it, you know? This is how it will be from now on. And the gig itself was kind of weird, though, because like half the people were big Lainey Wilson fans, and half the people just thought it was like a country covers night. So I was actually talking to someone after the gig, and I was like, she's going, oh, I love country music, and she's listed all these people. I was like, did you like tonight then? And she was like, eh. It's like, what do you mean?
More honest.
She was like, well, I thought it'd be, yeah, I know. I was like, she was like, well, I thought it'd be like more country tunes. I was like, no, it's just Lainey Wilson. So I did say to Georgie, I was like, they really need to say like, this is just a tribute act to one person, because, you know, you get someone coming up.
Surely it says Lainey Wilson Experience on the...
It does, but I thought about
PR.
I was talking to my mum on Mother's Day, and she had a thought. She was like, what if they just think that's her name? You know, they just think it's a country night, and they don't even know of it, you know, and they're just like, where's Country Roads and Jolene and stuff like that, you know. Anyway.
In the fucking bin.
Exactly. So the gig was good. Then I drove back. There was Mother's Day. Then Monday, so this is the bit I want to tell you about. So this was interesting and fun and productive, and just kind of, I don't know, we're getting there with the group. So we did a rehearsal. Lainey Wilson lot. We did a rehearsal on Monday, yesterday, but with our new system, so we got it all set up.
Oh, so you've got it now.
And
did you use it on the gig on Sunday?
yes, we used it on the gig. Yeah.
Okay, you did. Right.
And Chris just sort of had free reign with Ben's credit card. It was like $3,500. He was like, yeah, get whatever you want, get what you want, you know. So we got this. I mean, I don't even know what it is. It looks like a spaceship for all I know, you know, but it's brilliant. It's so we set up on Monday, and Chris had made tracks, you know, like click track, backing track things for all the songs, and we just played, and we were like, this is brilliant, and everything was mic'd up. So he recorded the rehearsal, but everything was like to click. So you're kind of going, well, these are the best demos for any dep ever, you know. It's all recorded with high-end equipment, and it's in time, and it's, you know, and it's all cued, and it was just like, oh, this is like a level up. And it was really nice, you know. I'm not getting cheesy about it, but I was thinking about it, like, it's only been a year since I started doing this gig, and, you know, I remember doing the first rehearsal and
kicking two band members out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But knowing that it could be good if it was the right people and whatever, and now it is the right people, you know. And no offense to anyone along the way, but it was sort of like, it's such a solid group now, you know. And I was thinking, this is so cool. Like, we were just so clueless at the beginning, like, right, well, these are the songs, but how do we actually make it into a show? And now it's like we're kind of copying what they do as a show. And I think the artist, to me, is almost irrelevant. You know, I'm not a fan of Lainey Wilson. You know, it's like, I can respect it and think it's great, but it's like, it's not my kind of music. But I do really love the whole process of it. Like, right, okay, we've got the songs to this place. Now let's try and work on some live arrangements. You know, this is last year, and it's like, okay, now we've done that. How can we level up from that? And now it's like, we've got this rig and backing tracks and whatever. And it's like, right, cool. This is as good as it has been. But even at the end of the rehearsal, it was like, right, what can we do next? You know, how can we make this better? You know, and just kind of trying to copy it and get as close to their show as we can, even down to drum gear and things like that. It's very exciting. But this is all before we do this. I mean, it's called a tour. I wouldn't really say it's a tour, in April, and then all the gigs beyond that. But it was like a good sort of, right, we've recorded all the songs, they're all there. And it also means I can practice a bit better as well, because I'm like, right, I've got these click tracks to just play along to. So yeah, it was a very good sort of like level up moment, you know, because to put it bluntly, there is this sort of thing of like, right, well, we are the tribute act, but there's a few that are sort of appearing, you know, and
you got to be numero uno.
You have to be numero uno, because all those festivals, you know, it's like, if you lose them to someone else, then that's just game over. So yeah, it was a very busy weekend, but very sort of productive, and sort of feels like, okay, that stuff is in such a good place that now I'm like so excited to do the gig. I mean, the next gig we do is the start of the quote unquote tour, and that's in Brighton, you know. So that'd be great. That's that really. But it was just nice. It was just like, oh, cool. I'm glad I stuck at this rather than going, this is bollocks, you know, because it's paid off, you know.
Paid off. Yeah.
So yeah, that's me, boy.
Unlike Ben's credit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it just,
exactly.
You know, it once again proves that, you know, to have success and develop yourself as an artist, you just need money.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yes,
and that's the hard thing, is when you want to take projects to the next level.
Yeah.
And you don't have any money. That's where it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
But what a great husband he's been.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, sure.
Yeah. I think that's what's amazing about it. I'd say one more thing is like, everyone has their role in the band. Like Chris, I you know, Chris and I just send reels to each other, but I did sort of, you know, take time.
You're the real guy.
Like, I'm a real guy, but I was just like, mate, well done.
So what do you bring
everything.
to the band?
Reels.
Not like Reading.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get that.
I've got
a
new
week.
favorite reel. I'll send you my new favorite reel after this. But Chris has done all that, and it's amazing. Jimmy is great. Milos is great. And
You're
like,
also there.
And I'm also there. But like Georgie's brilliant, obviously as a performer. But like Ben, I think Ben needs a shout out, the manager, because he's sort of like he's not from the music world. Do you know what I mean? He's just from a business world where he works with tradespeople. Like I think he's like he runs electrician company or something like that. So he's always dealing with trade. You know, he's always like trying to get electricians on different jobs and whatever, and that's how he works. And you know, he'll give our price to a festival. And whereas with a band, it might be like you might just be thankful for the gig, you know. So you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do it for less, you know. He's like, what do you mean less? Like that's the price, you know. And another thing he said, you know, he's used to dealing with these blokes on building sites who you might have to manage a bit more, and they might not want to do the work, or they might, you know. Whereas with us, he's just got 4 guys that are like, yeah, I'll go anywhere, you know. Where do you need me?
He's on the builder side going, right, you think I'm taking the piss with you lot? You leckies, you sparkies.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of cunts that will go to Glasgow for one gig. It's an absolute joke, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And the beauty of it all is, if he follows his tradie trend, no tax.
Yeah.
And then 12.5 grand a year.
Exactly. Mad that I've never made more than 12 grand a year. It's mental, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that's that.
Good. I got a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
So you got a custom bass drum skin made?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the band. Now, couple of things. Quick fire answers. 1, whose idea was it to get that done?
Georgie's.
2, who paid for it?
Georgie.
3, I thought Bell Bottom Georgie was you, but I don't think it is it?
No, that'd be cool. No, it is her.
Because I thought it could make sense. Like
if
the guitar, you know, you've all got a little country nickname.
Yeah.
You know,
makes sense.
On your instruments, like Yeehaw Milos, you know, like.
Yeah. No. It's,
you know, Cowboy Chris.
Yeah.
And Tax Evader Ben. You know, it's. I'm joking.
No, no, that was hers. And it's gone. I was going to say something about it. It's gone.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Well, it looks great. So here's my other question.
Yeah.
So that's on your Tama kit, right?
Big time.
Big time. What are you doing when you're using that kit not on a Laney gig?
Oh, God. Well, that was exact. Do you know what? I had this exact thought the other night. So I get back
that's the conundrum. That's the conundrum.
I get back from Birmingham whenever I got... Oh, no, I popped in to see my mum first. So I got back from mum's. And I went, well, my next gig isn't a Laney gig. I've got one on Friday. It's a function gig. So I got back to my studio. It's late. I've been away all weekend. And I was like, I've got to change the head, you know? I was like, I have to do it now. Because I know come Friday, when I pick my kit up, I'll forget or not want to do it. And then I turn up to a function with the Lainey Wilson experience, you know. So yeah, I just have to change it for every time I.
Well, is there a way? I'm just thinking off the dome piece. Is there a way that, like, because you're going to do a lot of Laney gigs this year, so it makes sense. Is there a way that you can have a temporary cover up when you're not doing a Laney gig?
Well, maybe, because have you heard of? There is a company that does that. They do.
I've seen them where they do it. It's a fabric thing. That clips around the drum hoop. Yeah. You do that.
That's not a bad idea.
I just wonder if there's like a temporary, just like,
yeah.
If you get another kick skin and cut off the rim.
Yeah.
So it can just sit on
that
skin,
makes sense.
Covering up. If you got like a black one,
and
it just goes on. It's got the porthole still, and if there's just a way with like subtle Velcro or something that doesn't make the Laney one look shit, that can just do something like that. But anyway, it's that's the thing. You want a custom, because I'd love to have one. But I ain't changing it for every freshman year one day gig.
No. No, I did have it once when I played for Ren, and I remember turning up to a function, I think with Decade. I remember Ox was on it. And I'd had a gig the night before and just hadn't changed it. And so I did a function gig with the word Ren across the kick. I thought, it's fine, doesn't matter. Oh, I'll say the thing about her name and my name being the same name, essentially. So she has a child called George as well, which is a constant source of confusion, but also hilarity, because it'll be like, George, have you had a wee? Like, me? Or, but anyway.
Yeah.
But
it's 50-50 which one shut themselves. That's the...
Yeah, absolutely.
That really is a key.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Teetering on 60-40, depending on if I've had a Premier Inn breakfast and a Mackey's the night before in Birmingham, What a great... I was so unhealthy. Anyway, that's enough about me. What have you been up to, boy?
Start off, shat myself.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, the other day. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well, it was one of them ones where I'll go quick, and I just in the morning, and I was up, and I was still in my pants. I wear them to bed. I was still just in my pants, had my breakfast, and I was just like scratching my arse.
Is your wife at fucking hell? Is your wife at work at this point? Or
yeah, she's gone to work. Yeah, she's gone to work.
So she's keeping the house going.
And I scratched my pants, and when like just the seam of your pants is a different texture to the main fabric, like it's slightly thicker, and I was just like, oh, there's the seam, and I was like, it doesn't feel like that should be the seam. And I just said, look, just a little bit of shot in there, wasn't there?
Jesus Christ. You just woken up?
It was like, this was about 20 minutes after I'd got up.
So
this is the thing, you see. I don't know where the risk was.
Right.
I don't know where I never had a moment of like...
I think the risk is saying that out loud on a podcast.
Wow. This is the place, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. So you think you might have shat yourself in your sleep?
Possibly. It's very, very possible. Yeah. Yeah.
There's been such a disparity in our lives this whole year of podcasting. It's insane. What did you do, George? Well, I had quite the weekend. I did this and that. What did you do? I watched telly in bed and shat myself,
Yeah.
No, wait. So what did your wife say about this?
Well, listen, I'm sure she won't appreciate me saying this, but, she's a veteran of the game. So we're very open with things
She
like
shits
that.
herself as well?
She shat herself at work once.
Right.
Whilst
doing her job?
I don't think she was with a patient, no.
Right.
No. I just think, sometimes you gamble in life, sometimes you get it wrong. I don't know where the gamble was in mine. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think that's the worrying part.
Yeah. So it might have just seeped. I don't know. It could have just been a seeping.
God, that's awful. You got a leaky arsehole already.
Yeah, I've got no latch.
That seems yeah. My arse has got no latch.
Got to walk the canals
seems young.
now.
That seems young for that to be happening. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, I've just spent the last 6.5 weeks in bed doing nothing. So a lot of my standards have dropped.
Yeah.
But anyway, other than that, I've been watching a lot of University Challenge.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, we caught one.
You said you had things to talk about.
Yes, I do, but this is funny stuff that's entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, University Challenge, right? Everyone knows what it is. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we try our best to get the answers.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get 4, 5 out of God knows how many they ask. It's very satisfying when you do get one. It's like, because when you watch The Chase or something like that, and it's just like, well, it's obviously, they're really easy. But there's a better game you can play while playing University Challenge to make yourself feel better about not knowing any of the answers. So what we play is they introduce each team. So there's 2 teams from different universities, 4 people on each team. And they've got nameplates in front of them with their surname. So it'll be like Trinity College, Cambridge, Pickering, or I mean, you didn't go there, but
absolutely not.
Pickering, BIM, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can see the person, you can see their name. So what we like to play is just before they introduce themselves, they go down the line, is you pause it just before they start talking. And you've got to guess their first name. Mm-hmm. You've got to guess where they're from. Mm-hmm. Right? And you do that for all of them. And I like to play another game, it's a bit edgier. My wife's not fully on board with this one. I like to think about, because they're, I don't want to be mean to people, but they're all a bit weird on there. Do you know what I mean? They're all a bit weird. You can spot the Brighton ones a fucking mile off. Do you know what I mean? I like to think, because they all look a bit odd, what crime would they have committed? You can go, that one, definitely cybercrime. That one, dodgy stuff on his computer. You know what I mean? It's just a fun little game. Gives it a bit of personality. But whether you can guess where they're from and their name, that's where we win as the audience.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the fucking chemical symbol that was. I don't know it. So
no. Why would you?
Why would you? Yeah.
Have you ever got one right?
Yeah, you can get a few right. There's a few you can get right. Like there was a just on one I watched this afternoon. There was 3 bonus questions about record breakers in the 2024 Euros. Got all them right, didn't I?
No, I mean no.
Oh, the people. Yes.
Sometimes. The game you've been telling for 5 fucking minutes. All right.
Sorry.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, occasionally. I don't think we got a name right, but have got a place.
Right.
I've got a couple of places. Yeah. It was probably a little easier because they were a Scottish university and the names are very Scottish. So it's like, well, it's going to be one of 4 places, isn't it? You know. So anyway, that's kept me entertained. I'll tell you what, though, this afternoon I went to the hospital and I had my 6 weeks X-ray and consultation with my surgeon about my old spine, and I've been given the thumbs up.
Brilliant.
The big thumbs up. The plates and the disc and the cage have held. No issues.
Nice.
My wound is healing nicely. He's like, go live your life, boy.
Brilliant.
Off you go. Now, I'm not out of the woods. I start physio tomorrow. And I'm still getting a little bit of sciatica in my right bum cheek and leg. And there's still a bit of tenderness and soreness in the lower belly from the wounds. And that's all normal. It's all natural. So a bit of physio. But he's like, yeah, you don't need to really restrict yourself now. You can
nice.
Be free. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the function bands that I still can't lift anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I mean,
you were doing that before to a point, weren't you?
Yeah. So I'm going to keep milking that sweet, sweet cow.
Yeah.
No, I definitely don't feel like I could lift a speaker. I probably shouldn't.
No.
Still.
No.
I can't just go straight in, but I got to get the physio and build up muscles because I've basically been lying down for 7 weeks. But that was good. That was nice to get that all okay because you get paranoid. You get paranoid like, is this not healing right? Has something moved? Is this not? Is this not okay? Am I doing the right things? But that's positive. I drove a car. I've been driving.
That's good.
Which is good. And I've been given the all clear to go to Barcelona on a plane.
Nice.
So
is there a part of you that's now like, oh, fuck, it's now I have to do stuff again? Like when you come out of COVID lockdown. You know, no excuse.
I mean, you could definitely get used to a life of leisure. I'm fine with it, really. Yeah. I think it's balancing the mind versus the body. So it's basically like the mind wants to do more than the body can at the moment. So it's just making sure you listen to your body. And go, no, that I'm tired now. I just need to lie down. But I have been getting back into work this week, so I finished up some edits I had to do, and I spent a good chunk of the day in the studio and starting to get the ball rolling on things. So I've got my first gig Saturday.
Nice.
Back. And I've got a recording session majority of Sunday. So that's kind of like a good getting back into it, you know. So I'm going to take it easy. Like I'm not going to drive the whole way to the gig. I'm not going to lift anything heavy. I just need to get through because I did play some drums in the studio yesterday and today, and whilst it's all fine, it's like it's still not 100% comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like sitting in that position and moving, but it's fine. But I think with some physio and keep walking and things like that, it will just get, you know, haven't played drums for a couple of months, you know. Yeah. So on the right track though, which is good. Hey, look. I'll tell you why my blind's open a bit. Just bear with me.
Yeah, go on. Oh, yeah, there was a reason. Oh, yeah, you got a new cat.
This is Pearl. Could you hear that?
I mean, a bit.
She's very chatty.
Yeah. How's Pearl?
She's lovely. She's so small. Like, she's only 10 weeks old. And Billy's a fucking beast in comparison. He's like, he's an absolute unit.
Yeah.
But no, she's great. So I've been looking after her a lot as well.
Nice.
And she's lovely. We're still bonding them. They're still a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, are
not
they
sure of
getting
each
on well?
other.
Yeah.
Sort of, and then occasionally he'll try and bite her. So we just have to can't leave them on their own. Where's she gone? She's so small, we don't know where she goes. That's the trouble. Oh, there she is, under the desk. But that's been fun.
Cute.
I got a couple of other little bits if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just smash through these.
Yeah, we got.
So I mentioned actually last week, at the end of last week's show, about something to do with drumcharts.co.uk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and a bit of a learning curve. And this is fun, man. This is where this ties into something else that happened to me as well. And this is about, I don't know, judgment, making the right judgment call on something. So, for those who don't know, I set up drumcharts.co.uk. I write drum charts for all the songs I've got to learn. I've been digitising them, putting them on this website because I think they're valuable little resources, one-page PDFs. You use the originals, I know that.
Big time.
And so I built this website and I started digitising the charts, putting on there. Lots to learn about doing that, selling things digitally as, you know, on a store. And I haven't really done any PR or anything, just a couple of Instagram posts for my page. And I've actually made some sales. Like some people have bought them, which is oh, it's great, you know. And I set the price very reasonable, £1.49 for a chart, right? And my idea is that I think these are a good resource people can buy and use them for gigs if they've got to learn songs quickly. They're just cheat sheets, really, but they give you essential information to play the song, one page on your iPad, bosh. And I thought, you know, once I make the chart once, I can sell it. Ow, fucking hell, pal. Ow. You can sell it multiple times over. It's a digital product. Now, made some sales, which is fucking lovely. And if anyone listening has bought them, thank you so much. But I made a sale the other week, and then I got an email saying, can I have a refund? I thought this was a transcription. So someone had obviously wanted the actual full notation for the song, got the PDF, paid their £1.49, got the PDF and realised it was just, you know, it was a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Now, in my view, I think it's fucking obvious from the website that these are not full transcriptions. I say it quite clearly in a lot of the text. These are not transcriptions. These are cheat sheets, blah, blah, blah. There's an example of one of the charts, you know, of how they sort of look. Now, an initial reaction is to be like, fuck off, you prick. Like, you fucking idiot. Can you not read? And it's £1.49. You fucking give a shit. You know what I mean? However, sleep on it. Think about it. Okay, maybe I need to have a look. Have I not made it clear enough? Because you got to factor in the dum-dums, you know? Is there a way I can make this clearer? Is it a fault on my part? Okay. Now, how do you deal with refunds of a digital product? Because this person's bought it, got the download. But if I refund them the money, they've still got the download, haven't they? So how do you do that? So I was like, right, I need to really establish a no refunds policy. So using a bit of Google Gemini and a bit of searching, right, things I need to do. I need to make it on each individual product. When you click on it, it has a reminder that this is not a transcription. But, you know, it also now states that as this is a digital product, there are no refunds, blah, blah, blah. I've set up the terms of service on there and things like that. So, and when you check out to buy a chart, you have to tick a box that you agree to the no refunds policy, which you can do as it's a digital product. You can say, and people waive their right to the 14-day, you know, law about it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to take that guy's issue, put aside your initial thoughts of like, you fucking mong, and go like, okay, learning curve. Let's learn and make things better. So I've done all that, and I gave the guy's money back. And I said, hey, look, no worries. Sorry, it's not what you think. You know, thought we made it clear. I'll have a look and see if I can make things clearer. Fucking prick.
Yeah.
Anyway, this came on something else about how you judge emails and communicating with people. And I'm sure everyone in this who's listened, or anyone who's not just a musician, but you get an email that's like pisses you off, or, you know, it's easy to react emotionally. And I've seen it kick off between like a musician and our agent at like half midnight after a gig about fee. And you're like, boys, you are just reacting on emotion here. There's no logic. What you need to do is calm down, have a think, next day have a phone call, right? And you can't do that in an ideal world, obviously, every time. Now, I'm not going to name any names, but we had someone come record at the Little Piggy Studios. So I've known for a long time. And it was great. They came and recorded. And they had a great day. And paid the money, lovely, blah, 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 blah. And then I got an email from them saying, track sounds great. You know, they took the stems away. And then they had a criticism about the studio. Right? And again, very easy to go, fucking prick, criticise my studio, blah, 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 blah. However, their intent could purely be, I want to help them. I had a similar issue. I want to help them, and here's the solution I provided to them. And then how do you deal with something like that, right? And so whether I agree or not with their criticism, I just decided, next day I reply, I'm glad you're happy with what you did. Hope you had a good day. Thanks for this. I'll check it out. Now, whether I do check it out or not is... But it could be... You can see how very easy you could enter into some sort of verbal war about it. Do you know what I mean?
Are you going to tell me and the fine folks what it was? Or are you keeping it to yourself?
It was just to do with the monitoring setup in the studio.
Right.
Just say that. Just like a minor thing that's not really... I've not really noticed there's an issue. But someone has. And it bothered them enough to say something. It's not bothered anyone else. But also I look at it in that... So I think I took the sensible approach and just said, glad you had a good day. Thanks for the tip. I'll have a look. You know. Now, on the flip side, so I feel like you have to instill a sense of maturity with yourself there and go, right, don't react. This is just think about all the reasons this person could have said this and why. Helping, being a dick, either way. Just go, thanks very much, and diffuse the flames, right? But equally, why did that person have to say it? Like, they could think that, and go, yeah, okay, because of that problem, I don't really want to go there again. Yeah. And just say, thanks for the day, done, and then speak with your money, and then come back. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them weird sort of little things you have to manage. Yeah. Manage your communication with people. And you get it with the agency all the time. They'll send some absolute horseshit details through about a gig and all this. And sometimes you're like, you just want to point out everything that's wrong with it, everything that won't work. And sometimes you just go, yeah, that's fine. And you just know we'll sort it out on the day when we get there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
I do know what you mean. Yeah. I haven't got any good examples of that, but I do know what you mean. It's sort of like... Because I think it's funny when other people get involved, you know, naming no names. Some people that would say, you know, you tell them a situation and they go, oh, well, you should just tell them to fuck off. And you're like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's mental, you know? And it's like, and would you do that, you know, in this situation? I know you wouldn't. Not you, but like people. And yeah, I'm just thinking, how will it affect future things as well? Sometimes, if you're not going to work with them or see them again, you can be a bit more like, oh, shut up, you know what I mean? Like the ice cream man I met once, you know, who got very angry at me, you know?
He did get very angry.
I'm not going to see him again, so you can call him a cunt. But if it's an agency you work with...
Why is he fucking having a go at you? That's the thing. Like, why do, you know, some people want to pick a fight, or some people want to
they do
that. Is it a superiority thing? Is it like a jealousy thing? Is it all these sorts of things? And it's very hard, and what you have to do is just go, just don't fuel the fire. Just don't... What would I get out of this if I clap back? I'm going to get nothing out of it. I'm definitely going to lose their business if I clap back.
Yeah.
You know, and you just have to brush it off and go, oh... And you go, they didn't need to send that. They didn't need to send that.
No.
They didn't need to. They could keep that to myself. You know, speak with your patronage. Go, thanks very much, and then don't use them again. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no need to be a knob.
Here's one. I had to, believe it or not, I had to fire someone the other day.
Did you? Really?
Not an employee, but someone that comes to the home and cuts the residents' hair. And we got a new member of staff. Well, she's been there a while, called Emma. Everyone loves Emma. And Emma's been a hairdresser all her life, but fancied switching to care. Just to remind everyone, I do a part-time job as an admin guy at a care home. And
you sneak off every Wednesday for a drum lesson.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd chat to this hairdresser that would come in, and she charged the residents however much for like haircut, like 12 quid or like 20 quid if it's, she's shampooing it or something, I don't know. And she'd come downstairs and be like, oh, it was this much, here's all the receipts, and I'd give her cash from all the residents, like petty cash wallets or whatever. And so point of that is that she would go to this job, leave with cash, and then that's her morning. She gets cash, self-employed. It's rare that you just get cash on the day of the job you've done.
Someone earning 12 grand a year. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So so then it looked like Emma was going to do the haircut. So I said, well, we're going to have to get rid of the hairdresser we have then. And she always books in for like, a couple of weeks time or whatever. And she'd annoyed me, this woman, because she said there was a Monday where I wasn't in because I don't work Mondays anymore. So she didn't get paid her cash on that day. And she got really annoyed. She was like, what? I was like, well, you can wait, And for some reason she thought she was going to get paid on Wednesday by me. But I happened to be out at the time at a drum lesson. But anyway, so I got a message from one of the carers being like, the hairdresser came by to get her money. And I did put it to the side and she did get it. But apparently when she turned up and saw I wasn't there, she got really annoyed. Like, oh, it's pathetic, And I was like, right, okay. Can I fire her? Like I asked, I said to the manager, which is a bit weird, I'm aware of, like maybe it's a bit psychotic of me to like want to fire someone. But I was like, well, someone's got to do it. And I always see her and whatever. So, but I thought naively that she just, she'd take it better than she did, because I thought like, in the terms of like, imagine if you're, let's take being a drum teacher, for example. Say if a student one day goes, oh, we can't have lessons anymore, you go, oh, okay, well, it's been great, take care or whatever. I kind of thought she'd be like that, but she wasn't. She, I said, she was like, oh, when should I book in again? I went, well, I've got some bad news. Unfortunately, we're changing how we're doing the hair of the residents. So we don't need you anymore, but we'll keep your number in case anything changes. But I tried to be as nice as possible. And then she went, well, I think this place is going downhill anyway, And I was like, all right. And then next day, the manager came in and said, what did she say to the hairdresser? Or something like that. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I just told her we don't need her anymore. He was like, she's been sending me like quite angry messages all morning, being like, why did George fire me? Why couldn't you fire me as the manager? All this stuff. And it was just like, Jesus Christ. Basically, if we were going to take her back, now we absolutely won't. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's a perfect example of like, she could have gone.
That's the thing. If she'd have taken it gracefully and gone, okay, just give me a shout if you ever need me.
Yeah, exactly.
What she's lost is a sweet little cash gig.
Yeah.
And she's pissed off because that was cushy.
Yeah.
And she's burnt it. She's burnt the bridge.
Exactly that. Yeah. She could have just gone, okay. And then if Emma leaves, then we go, right, well, who cuts the hair? Okay, it's obviously the person we had before, But now it's like, nope, it'll be anyone else, So fascinating. But it's not as much fun firing people as Alan Sugar makes it seem. So
I was wondering if you did any sort of David Brent style. Good news and bad news.
Yeah, did you know what? I mean, he nailed that because it is as awkward as it seems, And
then he just, at the end, he just went, there's only 7 people in the board. Nah, don't worry about it. All right, let's wrap up, boy. drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Get in touch at drumanddrummerpodcast on the Instagram, drumcharts.co.uk. Now you can tick the button to say you agree with the no refunds policy. Right, I'm going to go and make some fajitas.
Fajitas? Brilliant.
Yes, chicken fajitas, baby.
Chicken
Because
fajitas.
I'm well enough to cook now. Oh, you know what I mean? I've actually got to chip in. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Exactly.
Anyway, thanks for listening, George. Thanks for being a guest again.
You're welcome.
226 in a row.
Next week. Yeah.
I'm sure you will be. Listeners, take care of yourselves out there. And we'll see you very soon. Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.